Hello, welcome to the Freak Show. Bumpy McSquigums here. I want to thank you all for joining me as I take another first look, this time at Siralim by Thylacine Studios. It is a throwback to the RPG games of old, stuff like Final Fantasy and things like that, but it has a few, well, actually several different mechanics. And I don't mean people that work on your cars, though that would be pretty cool. Pretty cool to have mechanics in the game. No, basically the story goes, and I'm going to be skipping ahead a little bit in the story so you can focus a little bit more on the gameplay and a little bit less on the tutorial part of the game. Anyhow, the story goes something like your father died, and you're supposed to become the next king, and to become a king you have to be able to control creatures and then go around and fight and gather stuff, and it's an interesting story. It's not super heavy or deep in story, but the stuff that you can actually do in the game it's pretty impressive. So we're gonna hop in. I'm going to stop babbling. As you see, I am King Bumpy. I am a level 5 nature mage, and I played for roughly an hour and 38 minutes. Though most of that was actually pause time, by the way, guys. Had to go eat, feed the belly. Anyhow, guys, we're gonna hop in and... Good day, King Bumpy. Don't forget to check out the library in the main right wing of Siralim if you ever need any help. Alright, now, first thing, I noticed the controls are a little bit glitchy. Not horribly so, but there's like little lag or delay spikes, and you'll see it every once in a while when we freeze. But the whole reason I'm going right now, basically, let's take a look in our menus. We can take a look at our character. We're level 5 nature mage. We have a whole bunch of points that we can actually allocate. Well, we did. I just actually did this. But you have all these things that you can allocate points to, and they all do different things. I decided to go one into maximum mana. There's other things over here. Spoils of war. You get more resources by battle by 5%. And there's a whole bunch of stuff. Every time you level up, you get these. You can also put it into your creatures. I have 2 into damage, 1 into dodge, 1 into attack. Or even perks, where I have 2 into survivalist, which will increase our chance to dodge, our creature chance to dodge, by 1% each rank, and 10% chance of recovering their 10% of their maximum health. I guess every time they dodge. Anyway, I'm not going to get too in-depth into all this stuff because it does look very, very confusing. And the game will play full screen. As you guys can see, we're actually playing full screen right now. It doesn't look super amazing full screen, but again, it's pixel art. I mean, it is what it is, and it's supposed to be retro art, so I mean, I can forgive it. It looks a lot better in a window, though, guys. So this being blown up the way it is makes it a little bit more challenging. So basically you're this mage, and you get to summon different monsters. As you level up, you can actually get more and more and more. And you need to get various different things to summon monsters. Like, I just managed to get myself 3 floppy mummy cores or something. Gimp mummies, there we go. So as you see there, Waking the Fallen. After dying, resurrect as a random creature with 50% health. Alright, so what we're basically going to do is we're going to summon this. We have all these things that it requires. The 3 Gimp Mummy Cores, 430 Brimstone, 649 Crystal, and 632 Power. Do we wish to proceed? And it looks like at the bottom of the screen we have all those things. Also, the mouse doesn't work. This is all keyboard commands, guys, and I don't believe there's controller support. I'd like to see that in the future. Hopefully the developer gets an eye or checks out this game, because I'm definitely going to be sending them the link to it. But yeah, I'd like to see controller support because I think it would make the game a lot better. I mean, the controls are simple. You can use WASD to move around, or you can use the arrow keys, and likewise you can use Q and E to go through your different menus. So essentially it's like any NES RPG game with the stuff that you can do. So yes, I want to summon this creature, and now I have a Gimp Mummy as part of my thing. We lost all of that wonderful fun stuff, and here we go. Now our party is 3 strong. And we can go back and we can speak to Demaus. Or what we could do instead of that is we'll go down here once again. And we'll go over here to the east. We have to go to the library. I believe we can get some additional spells and things of that nature. So we're over in the right wing, and the library is here. They kind of walked you through all the stuff at the very beginning, guys. It kind of brings you into the game slowly, so you're not just completely clueless. Alright, so I want to change my name, my gender, or rename one of my creatures. Apparently, I want to say goodbye because I want to do none of those things. Maybe we can buy some spells. Minor sigils can be found during your travels, or by combining 3 of the same core. Major sigils can most often be found by defeating enemies contained within minor sigils. Major sigils contain much more powerful enemies than those found in minor sigils, so be careful. Okay, good to know. And then what do you have to tell us? Sigils allow you to summon incredibly powerful foes from anywhere in the world, and defeating them will yield unimaginable rewards. There are 2 types, minors and majors. Well, we already know these things. Onward we go, and I realize the music, it seems a little loud, but we're just gonna continue on. We're gonna just bang this out. We're not gonna worry about the music. And And we're going to get back into the core gameplay. So each of the characters I have, the creatures I have, they all have different attacks and strengths and weaknesses. So my little panther chick in the back, she's actually pretty cool. She has a glaive that she throws, or in the middle I suppose. And when she attacks with it, it does damage, right? Of course. And then it bounces to one of the other enemies, or maybe multiple other enemies. And it actually hits them for a lot less, but it also does a bleed on them. So it's a pretty cool thing. Alright, nope, don't need to talk to you. Yeah, stop it, I don't want to talk to you. Alright, we're going to talk to you. Well done, did you happen to complete your duty or gather any new cores while you were there? You seem to be getting the hang of things now. Take the Scroll of Farsight to allow you to more easily view your surroundings in the realms. Speak with me again when you're ready to learn more. Alright. We shall... Ooh, reveals a full map of the realm you are currently in. That's pretty cool. Our kingdom is ever-growing, King Bumpy, and it is up to you to decide which facility to construct next. Do you see that map on the table over there? That is where you can order the construction for Siralim. There are several types of construction rituals available. Many construction rituals will allow us to upgrade the teleportation shrine, enabling you to explore completely different realms than before. Or they might release new types of creatures into existing realms. Other construction rituals add new rooms to the castle or establish facilities that will provide aid for your journey. You'll be able to choose from more construction rituals once you gain more experience. But for now, only a few are available. Construction rituals are just some of the many types of rituals you will learn to use, but all rituals are completed the same way, by defeating hostile creatures and gathering their energy. After you gather enough energy, you can return to the castle and complete the ritual. It's all quite simple, but if you have any questions about rituals, you can read about them in the library. Now, take this granite, use it to start the new construction ritual of your choice. Alright, we are now full of granite. You can check the status of active rituals at any time by opening the game menu and then choosing rituals. Well, let's go do that then, shall we? Let's begin construction rituals right now. Alright, the Winter Realm, the Grassland, Dungeon, Sorcery, Life, Death, and Chaos. Grassland seems pretty good. Alright, so we're going to do that. Slay enemy creatures until you collect enough energy, then return here. Okay, well, that being said, let's go out to the portal here. So essentially, you go through this teleportation thing, alright? And then it brings you to an area. And then once you're in the area, there will be random monsters moving around. You can fight them. When you fight them, you can extract their cores. If you extract 3 cores of the same creature, you can either make a minor sigil, which is what they were just talking about, which I haven't done yet, so I have no idea what that's all about. Or you can actually summon the creature by going back to that brazier thing and having all the wonderful stuff that goes with it, and then you can summon it. That's how I got myself the mummy, and as you see down there, there's a giant metallic guy. Alright, there's 3 enemies here now. By an iron golem is the leader, and unfortunately our mummy is actually quite weak, so this could be problematic. Alright, our servant hunter, which is our middle person down there at the bottom, is going to be the first one to attack, and I think we're going to attack right here. 29 damage to the iron golem, and the glaive bounced to the minotaur warrior, doing 11 damage and causing him to bleed for 3 turns, and it bounced back, doing the same thing to the fire angel. Alright, it's our springtime aspect over here, and it's his turn to continue. We're gonna go with the iron golem once again. And granted, the iron golem, if you take a look on the right hand side, that is the order of attacks. The iron golem is going to be the last to attack, but I felt like if we weren't able to kill it, maybe it would be a good idea to weaken it a little bit more, and maybe the gimpy mummy will be able to do it. And they do seem to actually target your weakest hero, or creature, as it were. So the bleed is real, but we're going to go, it's mortally wounded. We actually might be able to extract a core from it. Let's give it a shot. Alright, we did it. Now, as long as we survive, okay, so he got smacked again, but we should be okay. The iron golem powered up, that's fine. What we're going to do now is attack the fire angel, or fire wound angel, rather. And there it is, and then the glaives should bounce to the others. Okay, and it does. And at the top of the screen, guys, if you're wondering, I'm just kind of glancing, I'm not going to read everything that's going on. But there we go, we actually defeated 2 enemies, and we are now down to just the minotaur. Take a look, it's badly wounded or badly injured, and it is still bleeding. So what I'd like to do now is try to extract it again. The lower the health the enemy is, the easier it is to extract. Right there, we actually managed to do it right away. So now it's going to be his turn. He's going to hit our poor mummy, but we're still going to survive it. The bleed damage is real, and the gimp mummy might actually get the kill here. Attack, 5 damage. And, ooh, his anger grew at the sight of his wound, and he gained 20% attack. But our heavy hitter is going to finish him off right now. There it is, 29 damage, and the enemy is defeated. So it plays just like you would expect any typical RPG to play, only you actually get to summon different creatures and build your party however you want. And then if you have extra things that you don't have room for, there's actually stables in the basement back at the Siralim, where you can store your units. And there are also talents or abilities that you gain. Hold on, guys, let's finish this. 5 to 6, 5 to 6, and 1 to 5. Wow, that one fight got him to level 5, so that is fantastic. So, what I'm talking about is, when you go to character, and remember I told you we had some points to spend? There are certain perks that you can get, like Feral Brilliance here. Each rank causes 0.2% of the experience points each of your creatures gain in battle to also be granted to the creatures in your stable. So if you do come up with a new creature, but he's really weak, and you want to make him more powerful, but you don't want to put him in combat because he'll just be targeted and killed, this is one way to actually do that. You can invest points into Feral Brilliance, and you can level up your stabled creatures to a certain point and then bring them into combat and everything else. I think the game has a lot to offer, and it's actually quite fun. It does seem a little minimalistic, but not so much so that you're like, it's too little. I mean, and there's a lot of depth here, despite it still being somewhat simplistic, you know what I mean? Like, all the menus and all the stuff that you can micromanage and do, there's actually quite a bit there, but at the same time, it's not so much that you can't handle things. Alright, we're going to throw our attack out. 46 damage, pretty intense attack. And I think we might even kill... Nope. Oh, the Fire Wound Angel survived that. That's impressive. Let's extract it, shall we? Alright, we got the core. Now we're going to eat 2 hits. Oh, look, the mummy's actually increased in power up to level 5 now. So his health is higher, and apparently his speed is improved as well. So now he's ready to go and murder this fool. Yeah, 16 damage. You would think attacking a Fire Wound Angel would probably make you burst into flames. Being a mummy, you generally want to avoid that. The Twisted Devil's not super powerful, and it's going to be pretty easy to handle him at any given point here. Badly injured, we're going to take the core. Nope, no such luck. We'll give it another shot. And we were unable once again. We'll go and try to get a smack off on him here. 21 damage. Ooh, that's going to probably kill him outright. That was way more than I was expecting him to do, but okay. And there you go, guys. Another easy victory for us. And as you continue on further and further, the fights are supposed to get a little bit more challenging, but I think I've done a pretty decent job up to this point leveling up our creatures and everything. And of course there's Fog of War to explore and everything else, and you can find essences on these little twigs and things. And you'll see various things laying on the ground that you can walk up and loot and gather and grab stuff. I realize this isn't exactly the norm for my First Look series, but it was a pretty cool game that came across my desk, and I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to showcase this. And I've really wanted another reason to play it. Like, I got to check it out a little bit. I'm like, that's pretty cool. I'm going to have to actually get into it and play it a little bit, see what it's about. And the more I got into it, the more I enjoyed it. So I'm definitely all about this game right now. So this is a pretty cool thing. This is, I'm hoping, happening when we lose our mummy. Once you defeat a mummy, it comes back as a random enemy at 50% health. A mutant spine whipper. That doesn't sound pleasant, does it? Alright, what we're going to try now is, if we extract it, we're only going to end up getting the mummy core, though. If I'm not wrong. I could be wrong, though. I mean, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure I'm not wrong. We'll see, though. Alright, we're going to smack the devil here. The Twisted Devil. The enemy mutant spine whipper's lash of undeath negates the incoming attack on the enemy Twisted Devil. Wow, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that was a thing, but nice. And the devil is killed. I was hoping to get the glaive bounce to her so we can take her out without having to worry about wounding her horribly, but there we go. See, we got another Gimp Mummy Core. We didn't actually get the Spine Whipper thing, which is unfortunate. I kind of wish I got the Spine Whipper out of that, but meh. There we go. And I imagine as you play further and further, you'll know more and more about the game, so you'll be able to make really, really good decisions based upon things. Alright, we can go take a look at our rituals now and see how far along we are. We're at 537 out of 2,500. So we have a lot more exploration and fighting to do. Now these will actually get you artifacts. When you get artifacts, they're basically equipment pieces that you put on your different characters. Let's take a look here at creatures, on your different creatures. So we'll take a look at our Springtime Aspect, and we'll view the artifact he has right now. So he has He has a sword right now, and the attack, It's got 1 out of 2 slots used. I'm not sure what that means exactly. His sword leveled up. I'm going to try something here, guys. We're going to unequip the sword, and what we're going to do is go into items, the artifact, and we're going to go here. We're going to view its ability. This artifact does not grant any abilities or conditions. It says 1 of 2 slots used. I'm still not sure what we can do with it. What does it mean if we lock it? We cannot use this option yet, okay. Well, we are still early on in the game, guys. Alright, we'll just equip it once again back on our springtime aspect, and there we go. We'll continue roaming around for probably another 10 minutes or so, and just kind of get into a couple more fights so you guys can see. I mean, again, this is all somewhat simplistic. I mean, you guys know what to expect from a game like this. It is what it is, but I mean, all the menus and the depth of the menus, that's where the complexity comes from, so I'm very excited about this game. I think it's got a lot of potential, and it looks like the developers have put a lot of work into updating the game as well. I think they're on version 2.2 by now, which is amazing because most developers go through like version 1.01 through like 1.9 before they actually move on to like a 2.0. So it's pretty good to see that much of a development is coming through. Alright, we have the bouncing blaze going to go through and smack multiple people here. And then we're going to try to extract... No, we're actually going to attack him. I don't think we're going to do enough damage. We'll see. Maybe we do. Nope, we did kill it. I was hoping not to. I was pretty excited to see how the Lich was going to be handled, but it is what it is. Alright, we're going to try to extract the core from the golem. Yeah! Alright, the Gimp Mummy did 4 damage to us. Meh. And it took 9 from the bleed attack. The Iron Golem did some damage, and it powered up and gained 25% attack, which means we need to handle him now. And we will. We will. There's no problem here, guys. Bouncing Glaives, and the enemy Iron Golem is down. We're going to go once again just extract the core right away. And then we'll drop him. He'll come back as some other creature, and then we'll murder the other creature. And there it is. It is an Annihilator Fiend. That sounds menacing. Also sounds dead to me. Just saying. Alright, all enemy creatures are defeated. 157 experience for the Springtime aspect, the Servant Hunter, and 189 experience for the Mummy. So the lower the level of the creature you have, the more experience they get. That way they can kind of catch up over time. You earn 166 experience points, 4% power balance, balance of power is what I wanted to go with. And all your rituals gain 118 energy. Your Servant Hunter's Gloves is now level 2. It gained a stat slot and its primary stat increased. So those are the stat slots. I don't know how that works yet, guys, but it's one of those more in-depth things. As you play, it's going to unlock more and more stuff for you to understand and be able to utilize. Like I said, I think this game is going to be a long one. I think it's going to be one that you can thoroughly enjoy. And a lot of the stuff that you run into, there's roguelike elements to it, because this is all supposed to be randomly generated each time you go to a new area where you use the teleporter. So it's not going to be exactly the same every time you play through. And there's multiple different mages you can start with. I started with a nature mage. I believe there was a life, a death, a chaos, and like 2 others. I don't remember what they were. Sorry, Gaz. I'm sorry. But there's actually quite a few. And I imagine they all have different strengths and or weaknesses. Alright. Led by a Lich Priest. Alright, we're going to smack you, I guess. 42 damage. We might have just killed the Lich. Yep, immediately. I'm trying not to do that, but as you can see, I'm failing epically on this. Oh, good. We didn't kill him. We're going to extract his core because we're amazing like that. Bring your gluttonous slime onto me. I dare you. You shall die and bleed from your eyeballs and your yellow tongue, I guess. We defeated all enemies. Blah, 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 blah. Alright. And our first chest that we found, we eagerly opened the chest. There's some slime residue, and it tells you what it does over here. Increases the amount of energy gained by your rituals by 200 for the next battle. Sure, we'll use one of those. Why not? And then that's going to be it. And then anytime you do that, you can hit Q just to accept whatever you're looting, or you can hit, I believe it was E to actually go and attack. Alright, so here's some Minotaur warriors. And I don't know what the thing on the right is. I think we're going to have to focus on that. It's a red storm. It's a nature. So we want to kill that thing off immediately. Alright, the bouncing glaives. Oh, well, When I said kill it off, I meant hurt it to the point where we can steal it for our own, but whatevs, that's fine. Alright, well that's not great. He seems pretty unhappy right now. We're gonna throw an attack on the other one. Yeah, they seem pretty upset. Let's see what kind of damage they can throw out. Oh! What? We just completely dodged you, and we would have gained health there had we been missing any, but we didn't. It's okay. Glancing blow against our springtime aspect. And they are still bleeding out. Badly injured, maybe we can extract? We can. And we're going to try to extract from him, and we managed to do that as well. And the Gimp Mummy says, "Good day, sir. Get 15 damage done and killed." Alright, he's going to attack. Probably going to bleed himself a little bit more. I don't think he'll die from it, but we're ready to finish him off right now with our Servant Hunter. There it is! 49 damage is done, and victory is ours. So, as you would expect, it's a pretty solid RPG title. Alright, so 5 to 6 for one of our creatures, and it looks like we're level 6 now. We gained royalty points and maximum mana and spell power as well. Alright, so what are royalty points? We'll go over that real quick before I do break off the episode. As I told you guys, you get 3 per level, and you can put them into whatever you want. Extraction chance, increase the chance of successfully extracting a core from a target by 1%. We can go here, reduced merchant prices, shorter rituals. Spell power, each rank increases your spell power by 5 or 1%, whichever is more beneficial. And spellbook slots, each rank increases the maximum number of spell scrolls you can equip at once by 1. Spoils of War, increase the amount of resources gained by battle, and treasure finding. I think we're going to do Spoils of War, and then I'm going to go to creatures again. We're going to increase health, and speed I think is going to be my next one. There we go, so we spent all 3 points, and you can take a look here, 80 health now up on or 89 on our springtime aspect. It's level 6. This one's level 6. It's also got 80 health. This one's also level 6, so it's now up to 81. And that's pretty much about the size of the game, guys. You keep doing that, and you can teleport back to town at any point by opening a portal. And you can go right back to where you were. Now, if you decide to exit the game, you'll go back to level 2 of a new realm. So if you don't want to do that, make sure you complete an entire level and go on to the next one before you come back. I guess that's the plan, the play, or the goal. Either way, folks, that's pretty much going to do it for this first look. I think I showcased just about everything I needed to. There's a lot of complexity here, there's a lot to do, and it's actually quite well done. I'm very happy that the developer sent a copy of the game my way, and I looked at it and I thought maybe that would be kind of fun, but I was kind of swamped with everything. I'm like, alright, well, if by chance a developer does send it my way, I'll make sure to do some coverage of it because it looks pretty interesting and it's going to be different. It's going to be kind of interesting and maybe challenging for me to cover because it's not really something I've covered before. And well, it turned out that it's pretty good. It was fun. I actually enjoyed myself. During your travels, you might come across merchants who sell rare and wondrous goods, but be cautious. Some of these merchants sell items at ridiculous prices. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this first look. The game is Siralim. I will have all of the information down below in the description of the video where to get it, information about the game, information about the developer, all that wonderful fun stuff like I always do for you guys down in the description of the video. Until the very next first look, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Bumpy McSquigums. Thank you for stopping by the Freak Show, and I will see you later.